Hi, Nikki here from Purple Patch Fishing. I'm at my ultimate favourite place, Lake Tyers. Love fishing here. The fishing's good. It can be tough at times, but it's fantastic. So I'm going to go through a couple of the different locations that we usually fish here, the types of, different types of terrain we fish, and what I use. Okay, and I am targeting flathead today. All right, so let's do it. Okay, so the lure I am starting off with today, it's a 5-gram jig head. Okay, you can go a bit heavier if you like, but there's no wind, and I'm using a natural coloured paddle tail fish profile, and I've used it caught lots of fish on it, but that's my confidence lure, so that's where I'm starting today. Alright, we're doing a spot of flathead fishing here. I've chosen this spot. It's a nice point, as you can see, but what it does, it comes out into a long point under the water. It keeps going, so it creates natural structure. So we're going to fish down one side of it, and then we'll go and fish the other side, just working the lure off the bank, so it gets deeper and deeper. Let's give it a go, hey? Letting the lure sink and hit the bottom. The key to flathead fishing is having your lure on the bottom. And then we just do a couple of flicks to lift it up off the bottom, and then it'll swim back down, working its way down deeper. That was a typical take too, just, nice little bit of weight in it. It's a nice fish, Blair. Woohoo! Listen to that reel scream. It's a nice flatty. Some nice head shakes there. Oh, listen to that reel scream. The rod's working really well, and the reel drags it nicely. Those head shakes. There it comes. It's a nice fish. I'll be happy with a couple. It's typically lip hooked as well. Let's grab the net and I'll bring this baby in. My cameraman could be so kind. Thank you. Oh, come on, back you come. Alright. Take back that bit of line. Try and keep the head in the water. Come on, turn back. Turn back. Take your time. Oh, you bugger. Turn your head. Turn your head. That's the way. Got it. Yay! Go me! Oh, that's a nice fish. Very nice fish. Typical take. I saw the line, I felt it. The lure came down, hit the bottom. Well, it was coming back down, and I felt it through the line, and you could see the line tighten, and you just felt it, and it sits on the bottom, and I said, I'm on, and then I lifted it, and I was on. Typically took it in the top of the lip, as flathead do. Oh, look at that. Beautiful fish. we'll get this out and I'll give you a look. Okay, see that hook there? It's sitting right in the top lip. Absolutely typical with flathead. So if you take the pressure off the rod, and they'll spit that hook. They'll be able to shake their head and get rid of it. So let's get it out nice and easily. All right, pop this baby on here, and we've gone 52. That's not a bad estimate. Always supporting the fish when you're holding it. I've got my thumb in the mouth and gripping it quite firmly, and then supporting the belly always. Got to look after our fish. If you hang it by the jaw, you might just break the jaw. All right, we might get a still with that and then pop it back in the water. All right, so I just want you to have a look at the sounder here. I've got a drop off. Now that other fish I caught was on the drop off, and it goes from about 8 foot here where we are down to about 15 foot. And so we're going to anchor out here and just work this bank. I'll just keep casting in and working the lure back out through the different depths. And you know, because it was sort of in that depth that I caught the first fish. So that's where, you know, that's where I'm going to target. Even though we're in a slightly different spot, that's where we're going to target the flatties. All right, as you can see, it's really still, but there's been quite a bit of activity. We've seen a couple of fish jumping, which is generally tailor, but there's also been some birds that keep diving in, getting bits of bait fish. So we reckon there might be a bit of activity going on. We've got it underneath, so we're just cruising along and see if we can find something. It's not far from where just next to where I cast my lure. There's, you know, ripples on the water on the surface. I reckon there might be something bigger lurking around those bait fish over there. Hopefully I can get them on my lure. As a typical lip hook again. Gonna have a look at it in the water. Cute, isn't he? Let's land that one. Oh! You notice I kept his head in the water. Once you take the head out of the water, they carry on. All right, just landed this nice little flatty. Again, the lure is in the top, or in the side of the jaw, in the top though. Typical take again. We've moved spots. With this time we're sort of, it's still a drop off underneath us, but there's weed. We just got to the edge of the weed and on that drop off, and similar depth of water, and bang, got this little one. Yay! Alright, just a little tip. I've just caught that flathead, and it's not a big one, but they still have plenty of teeth. You really need to just check your leader there. I don't know whether the camera can pick that up, but there's a couple of little nicks in there, so I'm just going to retie that. It only takes a minute, but it could get you the fish of a lifetime, so make sure you check your leaders. Well, we've moved spots again. Okay, as you can see, it's a nice cove. Now, why have we come here? Because in the afternoon, it's shallower. It's about 8 foot deep, so it gets a bit warm, and it's probably a degree warmer from where we were fishing, and the flathead can turn on a bit when it's warm, so that's why we've moved here. And it's one of our favourite spots too, because we do generally catch a lot of flathead in here, and a few tailor, so let's give it a go, hey? Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've gone through the different areas to fish, which is, you know, the points, and drop-offs and flats. Okay, and you can relate that to any waterway, estuary system that you go to. So I hope that helps you get onto some flatties of your own. Well, it's almost the end of the day. I hope you've liked what I've done. Remember to like and subscribe. I can just see a bit of fishy movement going on. I think I'll just have one last cast.